Sovereign communities, building a parallel society that can't be controlled. In our last episode, we diagnosed the debt spiral, the financial doomsday cult that binds us to a system of perpetual servitude. We learned how to opt out personally, to build individual fortresses of sovereignty. But a single fortress, no matter how well stocked, is still a defensive position in a hostile land. It can be surrounded, it can be besieged. True freedom is not found in isolation, but in collaboration. The ultimate act of peaceful abandonment is not merely to leave the corrupt system, but to render it irrelevant by building a better one right beside it. This is not a call for secession by border and sword, but for secession by function and spirit. We are not here to storm the castle. We are here to build a new city, so vibrant, so functional, and so free that the castle's inhabitants begin to question why they remain behind its crumbling walls. This is the final, logical step in our treatment of the government cancer, to build sovereign communities. To understand why this is necessary, we must first see the full scope of the cage. The modern state is not just a political entity. It's an all-encompassing life support system designed to make you dependent. From the moment you are born, you are entered into this registry. Your education is standardized by its curriculum. Your healthcare is tied to its permission slips. Your food comes from a global supply chain it regulates. Your money is its fiat currency. Your security is its monopoly on force. This creates a relationship of profound learned helplessness. We are like animals in a zoo, born in captivity. We may pace in our enclosures, frustrated by the bars, but we have no memory of the wild and no knowledge of how to hunt, how to build shelter, or how to live in a pack that governs itself. The zookeepers, the politicians and bureaucrats may be incompetent and cruel, but we remain dependent on them for our daily feeding. The thought of leaving the cage is more terrifying than the misery of staying within it, because outside the cage lies the unknown. Let's take a simple, powerful example. Food. A century ago, a significant portion of the population knew how to grow, preserve, and prepare their own food. Today, that knowledge has been systematically outsourced. We are utterly dependent on a fragile, just-in-time delivery system of giant corporations and international shipping lanes. If the trucks stop coming for just 3 days, major cities descend into panic. This is not efficiency. It is systematic fragility, and this fragility is the source of the state's power. It can threaten to withhold the food, the energy, the currency, the very essentials of life. If we do not comply with its demands, your dependence is its leverage. And this brings us to the final, most deeply ingrained layer of our compliance. Faced with this architecture of dependence, why do we allow it to continue? Again, why do we allow this to continue? Why? We allow it because of the tyranny of convenience. The system, for all its flaws, is incredibly convenient. A single tap on a screen delivers food to your door. A flip of a switch provides limitless energy. We have traded profound generational knowledge for the shallow gratification of immediate ease. To rebuild a sovereign community is hard work. It requires learning forgotten skills, dealing with the inefficiencies of local trade, and accepting responsibility for your own security and well-being. The convenience of the cage is a powerful sedative that keeps us from seeking the discomfort of freedom. Second, we allow it because of the mythical scalability. We have been hypnotized by the idea that bigger is better. We believe that only a massive centralized government can solve massive problems. We dismiss local, small-scale solutions as insignificant or not scalable. This is a trap. Scalability is the very logic of the cancer, the logic of uncontrolled growth. True resilience is found in the opposite, in decentralized, redundant, modular networks. A single power grid is efficient but fragile. A million rooftop solar panels are less efficient but are invulnerable to a single point of failure. We worship the god of scale, while it builds our prison. But the most powerful reason we allow it is the fear of freedom itself. The philosopher Erich Fromm called this the fear of being truly alive. In the cage, all choices are made for you. Your path is laid out. Your risks are managed. To step into a sovereign community is to step into the terrifying and exhilarating wilderness of self-responsibility. There is no one to blame, no distant bureaucracy to petition. The success or failure of your community rests entirely on the shoulders of you and your neighbors. This weight is immense, and many would rather live comfortably in chains than bear the daunting responsibility of being truly free. So, the cure, therefore, is to consciously and methodically build the architecture of a parallel society. This is the great work of our time. It is a peaceful, constructive insurgency. The first pillar is food and water sovereignty. This is the most fundamental layer. This means reviving the knowledge of local agriculture. It means community gardens, neighborhood chicken coops, and local hydroponic systems. It means understanding your watershed and protecting your local water sources. A community that can feed and hydrate itself without reliance on a global supply chain has taken the first and most vital step toward true independence. You cannot be controlled by someone who controls your dinner plate. The second pillar is energy and trade sovereignty. This means decentralizing power, both electrical and economic. It means supporting microgrids powered by solar, wind, and other local resources. It means creating local currencies, time banks, and barter systems that allow wealth to circulate within your community rather than being extracted by distant corporations. It means patronizing local artisans, repair shops, and producers. When your community's economic lifeblood is generated and circulated internally, you become immune to the boom and bust cycles of global casino economy. The third pillar is governance and security sovereignty. This does not mean forming a militia. It means building robust, hyper-local systems for conflict resolution, mutual aid, and public safety. It means neighbor-to-neighbor watch systems, community mediation councils, and skill-sharing networks where people pledge to help each other in times of need. It's about creating a social fabric so strong that the absence of a distant impersonal police force or court system is not felt as a lack, but celebrated as a return to genuine human community. The final pillar is health and education sovereignty. This means creating networks of local healers, herbalists, and wellness practitioners. It means establishing community learning centers where skills from carpentry to coding to conflict resolution are passed directly from one generation to the next, free from a state-mandated curriculum designed to produce compliant citizens, not sovereign individuals. A sovereign community is not a separatist compound. It is a living, breathing alternative. It is a demonstration that humans can organize themselves peacefully, productively, and joyfully without the need for violent, debt-based, top-down monopoly on power. It makes the old system obsolete, not by attacking it, by outcompeting it in the only metric that truly matters, the quality of human life. With this vision, we conclude our diagnosis of the government cancer. We have exposed its tricks, its traps, and its feeding tubes, and we have outlined the path of peaceful abandonment, but our work is only half done. This cancer has a twin.